When I ask about your company's brand, what comes to mind? It's probably the logo, colors, maybe some cool graphics from the website. If you're a marketer or know a bit more about branding, you perhaps also thought about the fonts and the choice of images that are used on your website. All of those things certainly apply when we talk about content and messaging. You should be consistent in applying your company's visual brand elements across everything that you produce and publish. But as you create your messaging, you get to add even more depth and dimensions. Your brand takes on a personality with its own voice, tone, and style. A brand's voice should be as clear and recognizable as a person's. You know your friends and relatives' voices wherever you hear them. We want prospects and customers to feel the same way about your brand. This comes from expressing that personality wherever your brand shows up, intentionally using the same voice wherever you're writing something on behalf of your company, whether it's an email, blog post, or web copy. There are a lot of different voices to choose from. Think about the way a university professor might speak compared to a comedian or a talk show host. Is your brand a thought leader in its industry? Is it a serious brand, or does humor play a role in your communications? Are you warm and fuzzy, or direct and focused? Whereas your brand's voice should be a constant, the tone of your message will depend on its purpose and context. A product recall notice will sound quite different from a special offer announcement, for example. The tone of a blog post, which might include the author's personal views, can be quite different from a guide on how your customer should go about choosing the right solution to their challenge. The style of a piece of content is often dictated by its format. Technical reports and white papers have a distinct style, as do blog posts and website landing pages. In a report, you expect to find a concise executive summary followed by longer sections of detailed prose. A blog post, by contrast, is formatted for skim reading by an audience of fast-scrolling mobile device users. This includes a snappy TLDR to hook them at the top and starting each new thought on a new line. Companies that clearly understand their brand create and apply guidelines covering all these aspects and more. Which words and phrases will be emphasized and which are to be avoided? How much jargon is acceptable? What about acronyms? This becomes increasingly important as your team grows. For multiple people to write on behalf of your company, it's vital that they work with clear boundaries and know how to reproduce the same voice, tone, and style. In the MessageUp framework, B stands for branding. In addition to picking and using the same fonts, colors, logos, and types of imagery, establish a distinct voice for your brand and use it consistently across all your messaging and content. Write guidelines to help in-house and contract writers reproduce that voice, as well as adopting an appropriate style and tone for each piece. Finally, appoint someone within your company to review, edit, and approve content to ensure that you achieve the consistency of brand and style that sets great messaging apart from the rest. To learn more about our messaging and content strategies and framework, visit MessageUp.com today.